Hello, nerds! Thank you for joining me here on Nerd News Clips. This is the second channel. This is the place for all of the short-form content as well as the individual sections and just generally speaking smaller things. If you are into the longer form content, youtube.com/generallynerdy is the place to go see that. With that out of the way, let's get into this. Music news starting us off. We have no follow-ups. We do have one piece of new music. No video for this song just yet, but it does come from Bleeding Through, which is actually one of my more favoriter of the metalcore bands that kind of came out in the aughts, mid to late aughts into the teens. And yeah, I like I said, huge fan of Bleeding Through. Not the biggest fan of this new track. The name of the song is Rage. I am super excited to hear that they are making music again. There are definitely shades of everything I loved about them back in the day in this song, just not quite the level of execution I have come to expect. Hopefully the rest of the new record, assuming that that's what this is going to be part of, will kind of shake the dust off and get back to the things that we know and love about this band. This, unfortunately, I don't think this was putting their best foot forward. As it is still worth a listen just to see, again, if you were a fan of this band, then obviously I'm giving this a recommend. If you are just a passing fan of metalcore, then you'll probably have an appreciation for this. But if you are just not that into the heavy or aggressive stuff, maybe not the song for you. There's probably a lot better stuff for you to jump in on. But that is what we have for new music. We have no tours to speak of. We do have some updates on bands, though. Some new announcements, I guess, from bands. First up, we're talking about Spiritbox. Spiritbox have just put out their most recent record within the last year. And now they're parting ways with their bassist. Bassist Bill Crook has left the band. They are on tour. They do have obligations that they are in the middle of taking care of. So Josh Gilbert, formerly of As I Lay Dying, who we spoke of in the last episode, will be temporarily stepping in to fill his shoes. Yeah, that is all we have. It's very interesting that this happened so timely with the Gilbert leaving As I Lay Dying. I don't know that the two have anything to do with one another. It's just very interesting timing. Our next piece of news in music has to do with another member of a band leaving, and this time we're talking about Evanescence. Their guitar player, Jen Majura, I'm assuming that's how you pronounce her name. Could be Majura, but I'm pretty sure it's Majura, is no longer playing with the band. An official statement was not given as to why either of these members have chosen to leave, though I'm using that terminology very loosely because in the case of Bill Crook for Spiritbox, it was apparently a mutual decision. That much has been made known by the band. However, in the statement from Evanescence, they kind of leave it in a bit of a gray area, and then a statement from Jen Majura herself said that she did not want this. She wanted to stay with the band, so that no other details have been given necessarily for either of these situations. If we get a little bit more, we'll throw it in the follow-ups section for the music, but that is what we have for news. So, music suggestion for the episode, we're going to be suggesting the new Rammstein record, Zeit. Yeah, it's Rammstein. There's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't go out and check this record out at any time possible. Also, no reason why you shouldn't also probably purchase a physical copy of this, just because Rammstein is solid. They always do great stuff, and this record is absolutely zero exception to that. Not a whole lot of growth for them as far as their sound goes. They're kind of in the middle of their stride these days, so you can't really fault them for that. Either way, totally solid record. Go check it out.
Once again, this has been just a brief segment from the larger episode that has been posted over on the main channel, youtube.com/generallynerdy. Go over there for the long form content, or just subscribe here if you want it in bite-sized chunks. Thank you very much for joining me, nerds. We'll see you in the next one. Before we go though, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.